This is not a goodbye letter, nor should it be seen as such. I'm not abdicating my parental responsibilities here, rather providing you with a set of instructions that I have experienced or learned throughout my stay on this planet. Instructions that may or may not help you later, depending on how you interpret and understand what I'm telling you. My first and most practical advice is to tell you to breathe. Most of us take our breathing for granted. We inhale, we exhale, without ever giving it a thought. After all, if you don't breathe, you die, pure and simple. If only it were that simple. I have managed to learn that at certain times, stopping, taking a long breath, has definitely saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of potential embarrassment, and even money. In my gambling days, breathing actually stopped me from losing my shirt. In my drinking days, breathing literally stopped me from drinking myself to death. So breathe, and then read on. Don't be a gambler, or gamble, but know that the chances of winning the big one are smaller than firing a spitball directly into a teacup on the ground while flying a fighter jet at 30,000 feet at 3 times the speed of sound. Breathe. Sing, even if nobody can ever call you Pavarotti. But who wants to be a bearded, overweight Italian gentleman singing to a bunch of toffs at the Royal Albert Hall, while being accompanied by a guy called Peaceful Sunday, and some other dude called Jose, something or other? Singing has a way of making the singer feel exceptionally good, even if the rest of the world has to cover its collective ears. Guess what you can't sing without doing? You got it. Breathe. Never settle for being a distraction in somebody else's life. If you cannot be the center of their world, then cut your losses and look elsewhere. There's an old saying about fish in the sea, but I'm not writing this to teach you cliches. More about that later. For now, breathe and read on. On those grey and dreary days when it seems as though everyone else is having a party and you're not, stop. Take a good look around you. Breathe, and the music will soon start playing. If you don't hear the music, then maybe everyone else is having a grey, dreary day too. Oh, and don't forget to breathe. You won't always have the money to buy what you want. You won't always want what you can buy. You won't always smile. Idiots smile all the time. But you won't always frown either. Life is a series of compromises. The true winners are not those who suffer the fewest losses, but those intrepid few who fell, got up and kept going. Breathe and keep going. Don't let others' opinions get you down or falsely build you up. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one, and more often than not they stink. Don't dwell on loneliness. You will be lonely. We all are at times, but don't stay there. You may be a socialite with more friends than you know what to do with. You may be well adjusted with enough friends for a wholesome, happy life. You may be a loner, a hermit whose friends will be few and far between. Hang on to those, and remember, if anyone ever calls you Billy No Mates, nobody, but nobody ever goes through life without a single solitary friend. Breathe. Enjoy the rain. It is the most discussed, most maligned topic of small talk. But it washes the planet, it cleanses it and allows it to breathe. Those souls who are able to dance in a downpour and really enjoy it are the happiest among us. Be careful. Don't enjoy it too much. You don't want people to think you're nuts. Or worse, catch terminal pneumonia. Don't be afraid or embarrassed to cry. Tears are like raindrops. They cleanse and purify our souls, allowing them to breathe. Try and breathe. Learn how to receive. Most people pride themselves on their generosity, their ability to give selflessly. The truth is that few of them actually give freely, for no reason other than the act of giving. Learn to give, enjoy it, but more importantly, learn to receive. If someone gives you something, don't always look for an ulterior motive. Sometimes there won't be one. If someone pays you a compliment, accept it graciously, especially if the giver didn't really mean it. You'll be the bigger person. Breathe. People will kick you, knock you down and trample on you just to get what they want. Worse than that, they'll do it for no reason at all sometimes. Learn to defend yourself, but don't become a kicker or a trampler. Breathe and breathe again. Don't live in cliches. Don't be one. Don't speak them or write them down. Develop your natural intelligence to the point where you are an original, a point where it is others who copy what you say. Breathe. You are unique. In the long history of the human race, there has never been, nor will there ever be again, another you. Stop a second and appreciate just how powerful that is. Breathe. Remember that fact when you start using somebody else's words. Use your own. And breathe. Time will be your most precious commodity. Learn to handle it to your advantage. Waste it by all means, but make sure you waste it doing the stuff you enjoy doing. If you spend your life complaining that you have no time, you will never have any time. If you need 25 hours in a day to accomplish all the things you have to, then some of those things may not be worth accomplishing at all. Cut them out of your life, and you'll be amazed at how much time you actually have. Sadly, you will never have 25 hours in a day. Don't let that stop you from breathing. Breathe. Enjoy your triumphs, and many may they be, but never gloat. There are few uglier things in life than a gloater. Be magnanimous in victory, gracious in defeat, and patient in everything else. Because, as I have already stated, life isn't always about winning and losing. Most of the time it's about compromise. In short, life is mostly a series of draws. Breathe and breathe again. Learn to love your sleep, but don't let it be your master. Sleep is a primordial, outdated way of recharging your batteries. However, much like a Samsung or an iPhone, nobody's yet figured out a way of doing without it. Breathe. Don't be boring, but don't be bored. Boring people get bored. Learn to look at boredom from a different perspective. Look at it this way. Boredom, those little periods of total inaction, are Mother Nature's way of cutting you a break. While you're moaning about being bored, somewhere else on the planet, someone is busy dying, busy being born blind or worse, busy losing all their worldly possessions, busy getting divorced, or busy being sent to prison unjustly. Be thankful, breathe, and know that you're not being overlooked. Don't dwell on jealousy. We are all a little jealous at times, but some choose to live solely from that angle. I've seen them. They're graceless, bitter and twisted individuals who seldom have anything to offer, and even when they do, it is rarely anything positive. Don't go there. Breathe. Not everybody can be a billionaire, but all of us have the potential to lead rich and rewarding lives. It isn't all about the money or the material possessions you amass. In the final analysis, there is only one possession worth holding on to, and you can't very well leave your body behind now, can you? Breathe deeply. Embrace the most menial of tasks and do it as if you were running a multinational corporation. Don't be a snob. Breathe. Just concentrate on being the best that you can be every single day of your life, and no one will ever fault you. Or if they do, they will have me to answer to. And that, my precious, my love, is about it. Don't forget to breathe, and if you have the temerity to cry while reading this, remember that I cried plenty while writing it. Breathe.